Good afternoon. I'm doing the prayer video for the 19th of October, which is today, the Sabbath Sunday. And it's an important day because I go to Mass. And today I went to Mass in St. Columcille's. I said St. Mary's this morning, which is in Navan, but it's St. Mary's in Kells I went to, and it was a lovely Mass. And so I was able to do the Chaplet of Mercy before the Mass started on the road to Kells. I did the Rosary, and and then there was the Mass, and it was very nice, and the choir, which is lovely, and they sang different hymns than they sang last week. They sang hymns last week that I knew. This week they didn't sing hymns that I knew, so which is a pity. But it was a different priest said the Holy Mass, and whether they and whether they and actor partners, I don't know. And the man that did the readings, he did the first reading and then the responsorial psalm. Last Sunday, the choir sang the responsorial psalm, but he didn't do the second reading, um, which was unusual. I'd never come across that before. And the priest then said it, and he so in the event it was very nice. And so then when I got for Holy Communion on the tongue, there's only a few people do that. Most of them have their paw out, which is very strange, and I don't think they even open their mouth. But I say Amen, and I got it on the tongue from the priest, and then some lay people give out communion down the church and so on and so forth. About three of them, three I think, and so they do their duty as well. And it's the lay people that open the tabernacle and take out the holy host, which is not behind the altar; it's to the side on the side altar, which is strange. But there we are. That's the way it is. So um, those that have gone before, when you live a life as long as I have, you've got people in your life, and I have to say that I love them all, and they were good. And any of them, whether they were good or not so good, they all had a part to play, and it's all part of God's plan. And even if some situations don't work out, it's all part of God's plan, and He has a plan for you, and you eventually get to it. And I certainly got to it in latter times through my good friend Oliver. We started doing videos, which was nearly a miracle in itself. He was experiencing that, but I never did anything of that caliber. And it came about quite by accident. Wasn't something planned, but these things happen. And then we went very good for some years with the Christian and Jobs Action Party, and I stood for the elections there a couple of times for the Dáil, and I didn't get in, but I got respectable votes. I wasn't ashamed of it. But I wasn't cut out for that in some ways. We devolved into the Christian TV Ireland there about 4 years ago, and I don't know how that come about. But our videos were all had the religious content to it. So it's nearly not an arm. And I said, it's the plan that God has for us upstairs. And I thank Him for all the gifts and for all that we've achieved. That from my good friend Oliver. And of course, we purchased this laptop that I have, which was a good one, and he must have demonstrated how I could do live videos. And so here I am doing live videos, and I'm doing now for the 19th, which is today, a prayer video, and it's Philippines. That would be St. Paul's letter to the Philippines, chapter 1, verse 3. So that's the great gift, and he says, I thank God whenever I think of the people in my life, and that's the great thing. And it doesn't matter where I met some lovely people, and I also then had experiences that wouldn't be classified as good. They were challenging, to put it that way. But God gives you the gift to be able to deal with it as best you can, and so on and so forth. So these are all the gifts that He presents to us. And one of the great gifts, I think, is that I generally, no matter what happened, I went to Mass every Sunday. And I tried to do things right, even if at times I wasn't. But I was aiming for it. And I think God hears your plans. And one time I was at a charismatic type of Mass. And there was quite a crowd at it. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon in a church in Dublin. And for some reason or other, I stood out and spoke about the Our Father as being one of the great gifts that Jesus gave us, and I think I recited it. So I think God above took that, and He made sure that I come through whatever I'd be going through and come out the far end all right. And so, thank God, at this stage of my life, I'm trying to do God's work very much, and focusing on the Christian TV Ireland, and focusing on trying to have a television station established. We're working towards that, please God, and it'll come to pass. So that's today. As I got the Mass, and it was raining heavy this morning. There was a lot of big puddles on the water. You had to try to avoid them if you could. And it was raining, but then the sun is shining now. So it changed. And yet it was heavy rain. It wasn't even a drizzle. So it just shows you, doesn't it? So that's today now, my little prayer for the 19th. And I thank God for all the people in my life. They're all good and helpful. And we work very good together. Thanks be to God. So bye now, and I'll be doing my prayer video, my hymns and all the rest of it later. Bye now.